I used to think it was just a headache, something that would pass after a good night's sleep or a strong cup of coffee. I even laughed it off with my daughter, telling her not to worry, that I was just tired from staying up too late. But that morning was different. I sat down with my usual cup of coffee, watching the sun rise through the window, and then, without any warning, everything around me went black. I collapsed right there in my kitchen. And I never saw it coming. Let me ask you something. Would you even know if your blood pressure was quietly pushing you toward a stroke? Would you recognize the warning signs, or would you, like me, ignore the little things until they turned into something much bigger? The truth is, 1 in 3 seniors in the US has high blood pressure, and most have no idea. No symptoms. No signs. Just silence, until it's too late. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share the story of what I missed, what it cost me, and what you can do to stay healthy, strong, and independent after 60. And if that matters to you, or someone you love, stick with me. Because this, right here, could save a life. My name is Harold Bennett. I'm 76 years old, and I've spent most of my life teaching high school history just outside of Des Moines. I've always been the kind of man who takes pride in pushing through discomfort, brushing off pain, and telling myself, I'm fine. That's how I was raised. Don't complain, don't slow down, and definitely don't go running to the doctor every time something feels off. For years, I lived with high blood pressure and didn't even realize it. I had all the signs, the occasional dizziness, the tension in my neck, the sleepless nights, but I chalked it up to getting older. I told myself it was normal that I could handle it. And besides, who has time for checkups when life is already moving so fast? I didn't think I needed help. I certainly didn't think I needed things like long-term care insurance or to plan for the what-ifs. I wasn't even sure what affordable life insurance for seniors looked like. I was too focused on the present to think about the future. But let me tell you something, uncontrolled blood pressure doesn't care how strong you are. It doesn't care how many years you've worked or how tough you think you've become. It just builds, quietly, steadily, until one day, it decides to take everything from you. And that's exactly what nearly happened to me. So if you're over 60, or if you have a parent or grandparent you care about, don't make the mistake I did. Leave a comment if this sounds familiar. And keep watching, because in just a moment, I'll walk you through the exact warning signs I ignored, and what you need to watch out for before it's too late. I used to think I was living a simple, peaceful life. Every morning, I'd wake up around 6, pour myself a cup of coffee, 2 sugars, a pinch of salt and cream, and sit by the window reading the local paper. No exercise, just quiet. I didn't walk much. Most days, I'd move from the kitchen to the recliner, and that was about it. I ate whatever was easy, microwave dinners, salty canned soup, the kind of food that felt comforting, but loaded with sodium. I never really looked at the labels. I didn't know how much it mattered. And sleep? I was going to bed past midnight, watching old TV reruns with the volume up. Some nights I'd wake up gasping for air, blaming the old mattress or the heat. Never once did it occur to me that it might be high blood pressure, slowly, quietly building up. I skipped doctor appointments. I told myself I didn't need regular checkups, that I could feel when something was wrong. But I couldn't. That's the thing about uncontrolled blood pressure, you don't feel it. Until it strikes. Looking back now, the signs were everywhere. My vision would blur for a few seconds when I stood up. My chest would tighten on cold mornings. Sometimes my hands would shake just a little too much to hold my coffee steady. I brushed it off every time. And I never once thought about things like long-term care insurance, or whether I'd need help someday. I just assumed I'd keep going, strong as ever. I didn't think I'd end up flat on the kitchen floor, unable to speak, while my granddaughter screamed for help. If you're watching this and any of these habits sound familiar, please don't ignore them. Drop a comment if you've ever told yourself, it's nothing, I'm just tired. You're not alone. Because in the next part of this story, I'll tell you exactly what happened the morning everything changed, and why it was almost too late. It was a Wednesday morning. The house was quiet, like always. My daughter had already left for work, and my granddaughter was still asleep upstairs. I remember the smell of coffee, the way the sunlight hit the countertop just right. It felt like a good day. I had just sat down with my cup, scrolling through the news on my tablet. I remember reading something about stroke warning signs, but I didn't even click the article. I thought, that's not me. I'm just a little tired today. And then it happened. A sharp pressure in my chest. Not painful, just wrong. My left arm felt heavy. My vision blurred. I tried to stand, to call out, but the words didn't come. I could hear my own heartbeat, loud and irregular, like a drum losing rhythm. I remember the mug slipping from my hand and shattering on the floor. Then nothing. I woke up in the hospital, surrounded by bright lights and beeping monitors. My daughter's face was the first thing I saw. She looked relieved and terrified. The doctor leaned in and said, "You had a mild stroke, Mr. Bennett. It could have been a lot worse." He said those words like a warning. Like, I got lucky. But luck only buys you so much time. Turns out, my high blood pressure had been climbing for years. Silent, invisible. The doctor said if it had happened 10 minutes later, I might not be here to tell this story. That day changed everything. Suddenly, I was being handed brochures about long-term care insurance, Medicare supplement plans, and affordable life insurance for seniors. These are terms I'd heard about before but never thought applied to me. Now they were my reality. I was given a new diet plan, a blood pressure monitor, and a referral to a home health care aide. I hated all of it. I hated feeling weak. But you know what I hated more? Knowing this could have been prevented. If only I had paid attention to the signs. If only I had gone to the doctor. If only I had listened when my body whispered, before it started screaming. If you've ever had that tight feeling in your chest or noticed your hands trembling, don't ignore it. Don't wait for your wake-up call. I almost didn't get a second chance. Leave a comment if you've ever felt something off but brushed it aside. Someone else might read it and realize they're not alone. And in just a moment, I'll share the 3 things I changed after my stroke, simple habits that might just save your life, like they did mine. So don't go anywhere. We're just getting to the part that matters most. They say every storm leaves something behind. For me, it wasn't just a second chance. It was clarity. A brutal kind of clarity that only comes after you've stared death in the face, and lived to talk about it. So here's what I've learned. If you're over 60, if you've ever ignored a doctor's call or brushed off your body's quiet warnings, then listen closely. These 3 things might just save your life. First, know your numbers. I didn't. I hadn't checked my blood pressure in over 5 years. I thought I'd know if it was high. I was wrong. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer for a reason. There are no obvious symptoms. You could be sitting, smiling, and dying from the inside out. Now, I check mine every morning, before coffee, before the news. I log it in a little notebook. And I talk about it with my doctor, my daughter, and my friends. Don't be afraid to know where you stand. Second, change what's on your plate. I used to laugh at people who counted sodium. Now I read every label. I swapped canned soups for fresh vegetables. I reduced red meat. I cut back on coffee and alcohol. And you know what? I feel better. I sleep better. I breathe easier. You don't need a miracle diet. You just need consistency. Especially if you're managing chronic conditions like hypertension, diabetes, or high cholesterol, what you eat is medicine. Or poison. Third, plan for the future, before it catches you off guard. After my stroke, my daughter and I had a conversation I never thought we'd need to have. What if it happens again? Who takes care of me? How do we afford it? That's when we looked into long-term care insurance, something I wish I had done years ago. We found a policy that made sense, affordable, simple, secure. And we also reviewed options for Medicare Advantage plans and home healthcare services for seniors. If you're watching this and haven't done that yet, don't wait. Affordable life insurance for seniors, Medicare supplement plans, these aren't just ads you skip. They're tools. They're safety nets. Because trust me, after a stroke, you don't want to be figuring things out. You want to focus on healing. And here's the truth, what happened to me wasn't rare. According to the CDC, nearly 800,000 Americans have a stroke every year. That's one every 40 seconds. The leading cause? Uncontrolled high blood pressure. I was lucky. But luck isn't a plan. So here's what I ask, leave a comment below if you've ever ignored a health sign, or if you've made a change you're proud of. Share this with someone over 60. You never know who needs to hear it. And stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the 3 daily habits I follow now to stay sharp, strong, and safe. You can do them too. They're simple, free, and they might just keep you out of the hospital. After the hospital, recovery wasn't just about walking again. It was about rethinking everything, how I ate, how I moved, how I thought about time and health. I started simple. Every morning now, before I even get out of bed, I take a few deep breaths, sit up slowly, and check my blood pressure. It's become a ritual. I use a digital monitor my daughter bought me, small, easy to use, and it gives me peace of mind before I start my day. Then, I stretch. Nothing fancy, just 10 minutes of moving my arms, shoulders, and legs while listening to the news or my favorite jazz station. It gets the blood flowing, clears the fog, and reminds me that I still have a body worth taking care of. Breakfast has changed, too. Gone are the frozen waffles and salted sausages. Now, it's oatmeal with fruit, a boiled egg, and green tea. I've learned that healthy meal planning doesn't have to be expensive or boring. It just takes a little care. At least twice a week, I take walks around the block with my granddaughter. She talks about school. I talk about life. It's our thing now. And believe it or not, it's helped both our hearts. We also made sure to set up a home healthcare aide, just in case I ever need assistance. She checks in weekly, helps me monitor my meds, and gives us updates on my condition. If you're over 60 and living alone, I can't recommend this enough. I even joined a local support group, online, of course, where we talk about stroke recovery, managing chronic conditions, and planning ahead. That's where I first heard someone say, "We're not getting older. We're just getting wiser." And it stuck with me. That's why I started reading up on things like Medicare Advantage plans, dental insurance for seniors on Medicare, and even life insurance for seniors over 80. Being informed is one way to stay in control. These aren't just buzzwords, they're tools that help you stay independent after 60. I wish I had started this routine earlier. I wish I had listened sooner. But I'm doing it now. And if I can do it, after a stroke, after all the warnings I ignored, then so can you. Drop a comment if you've made even one small change in your routine since turning 60. What's one habit that's helping you stay strong? And don't go just yet, because coming up, I'll tell you the 3 biggest lies I used to believe about aging, and how they almost cost me everything. You won't want to miss that. If you've made it this far, thank you. That means something. It means you care about your health, your future, or someone you love. And maybe, like me, you're starting to realize that aging doesn't have to mean giving up control. It just means changing how we protect it. Looking back, the biggest mistake I made wasn't ignoring the chest tightness or skipping doctor visits. It was believing 3 lies. First, I was fine. Second, that it wouldn't happen to me. And third, that it was too late to change. But I'm here now, stronger, clearer, and more grateful than ever. Because I learned that even after a stroke, even after years of neglect, you can still turn things around. You can still live with purpose. With strength. With dignity. So here's my ask to you. Take your blood pressure seriously. Talk to your doctor. Explore your options, *** from Medicare supplement plans to long-term care insurance and affordable life insurance for seniors. These aren't just products, they're protections. And most importantly, share this video. Someone in your life needs this message, even if they don't know it yet. Leave a comment, tell me what you're doing today to stay strong. Or what you're afraid of. I read them all. Because of this channel, it's not just about health. It's about hope. And together, we're just getting started.